there's a lot of questionable things around you, and in my opinion. Okay.
Whoa, Mr. Lowry. Mr. Lowry,
Right,
we're not.
Councilman Lowry recently today went live talking about building a bulletproof killdozer.
And on this day, 15 years ago, bizarre and frightening events played out in Granby. A man named Marvin Heemeyer terrorized the mountain town with a bulldozer he had retrofitted with thick armor.
So we are clear that the First Amendment of this great country trumps all rules that we may have in this forum. But
Heemeyer had a running feud with the town over a zoning issue and used that bulldozer to destroy 12 buildings. No one was hurt in that rampage, and Heemeyer killed himself as authorities moved in.
Facebook Live, yeah, baby.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, we're covering the city council meeting that took place in Marque, Texas on June 9th, 2025. But first, check out this Facebook Live from Councilman Joseph Lowry, posted just hours before the meeting. It ties into a post he made days earlier about a killdozer, which you'll see in the right-hand corner of your screen. We'll break it all down. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video everywhere.
I just wanted to give y'all a little snapshot of my my upcoming project right here. That's the steel right there. It's actually it's 3/4 inch thick. We couldn't actually with my 50 cal, it wouldn't penetrate it. So very, very durable metal. And I just want to say that sometimes good, reasonable men have to do unreasonable things. And I got a new friend. His name is Mark, but I spell it M-A-R-Q-U-E. Here's a little picture of him, a little video from behind it. My buddy Mark right here. Yep, that's my buddy Mark. Yep. So that's the steel right there. Great little new asset. And we'll see how she performs.
so we are clear that the First Amendment of this great country trumps all rules that we may have in this forum. But we're asking each and every one of us to be as respectful as we possibly can. This is a request from the mayor and this council. Now, there is one person online wishing to speak. Welcome, sir or madam. Please give your name, your address, and you'll be heard.
Hello, I see 3 people online, so I don't know who's going to go first. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. You may proceed.
Okay, this is Harvey Freebird. Councilman Joseph Lowry is out of control. This is not speculation. It's a fact. He stormed out of public meetings, doxed private citizens, stalked people who disagree with him. He uses his elected position to harass the public instead of serving it. And now he's crossed into dangerous territory. Councilman Lowry recently today went live talking about building a bulletproof killdozer. Before that, he posted an exact image of Marvin Heemeyer's actual killdozer. The machine was used to destroy a large part of his town, and Councilman Lowry titled his post, "Sometimes reasonable men do unreasonable things." A lot of people supported Heemeyer's actions because they believe he had been pushed to the edge by his corrupt local government. But Lowry isn't the victim of abuse. He is the abuser. He's the bad government actor doing harm to citizens he swore to represent. Everything he's upset about is a reaction to things that he has started. The harassment, the bullying, the threats. People are simply defending themselves from his actions, and they're doing so lawfully, publicly, and with restraint, I might add. Why would he be announcing plans to build this machine if he wasn't planning an attack? Let's be clear, Texas has laws against making terroristic threats. When someone starts talking about building an armored weapon, everybody should take that seriously. These aren't jokes. These are real threats. These are red flags. Texas does not have red flag laws, but the people still have rights. Excuse me. And in this state, the Second Amendment is a guarantee. Citizens have the right to be armed and prepared to defend themselves, especially when threats come from those in political power. Joseph Lowry has made himself a threat to the people he's supposed to serve. The citizens of Lamarque have been begging police to help them, and they've been ignored. In that silence, Councilman Lowry has been encouraged to escalate his behavior, and now this man is openly making terroristic threats. He's bullied residents, weaponized his platform, and crossed every line of public trust. The people of District C are right to demand a recall and remove him from office. Thank you, Council and Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey.
Hello, my name is Vanessa, and I'm a resident of the city of Texas City. I'm here today because y'all's drama has spilled over into my community. I'm here to bring attention to Councilman Joseph Lowry's attempts at what appears to be tax evasion. Councilman Lowry operates a business in the city of Texas City called Six Brothers Concrete and fraudulently applied for and received $50,000 from the EDC by claiming his Lamarque residential address was also the operating address for his business. Google site images will show business heavy equipment from March 2020 till April 2025. That heavy equipment is his big concrete trucks that's located at 1414 Highway 146 in San Leon. The 2020 COVID emergency business grant qualification states you must maintain a business in Lamarque. He does not, nor did he, maintain a business in Lamarque. The Galveston Daily News article from October 2024 regarding the address says this: Sarah Lowry is quoted as saying, "The address listed serves as our mailing address and does not reflect an operational business location." From the Facebook post from February 2020, where Six Brothers Concrete is now hiring, listed again, 1414 Highway 6. The grant application signed by Joseph Lowry on May 23rd, 2020, and I think in April also, listing his residential mailing address in Lamarque as his operating business address. The grant application states the EDC reserves the right to recover any monies given to any applicant if it is later determined that any information provided was not true and correct. Six Brothers Concrete is also being sued for delinquent taxes by the College of the Mainland, Galveston County, several of them. Plus, he's also being taken to court for no certificate of occupancy, which is a legal requirement to run a business. I'm asking the council to make arrangements with Councilman Lowry to immediately start paying back the funds he received based on his fraudulent application and refer this matter to the DA, as it appears he is trying to avoid paying taxes by fraudulently attempting to use his Lamarque residential address as his business address. At the very least, an elected representative that is charged with managing taxpayers' dollars should at the very minimum pay his taxes.
I have also filed a petition for recall for Councilman Lowry. I'd like to take a moment to share why. Arguably, the most important role of a council member is to advocate for the concerns of their district. There are other aspects to the job, but advocating for citizens is the main one. The portion of the meeting where council members address citizens' concerns on the record is the very last part of the meeting before it is adjourned. Joseph has left at least 4 meetings in the past 12 months with no excuse or official waiver. During these meetings, no citizen concerns for our district were entered onto the record, even though we spoke about them at the council meeting, because he was not here to do it. We should all hold our elected officials to a minimum standard of showing up, staying the duration, and trying their best to do their job. Y'all said y'all wanted it. Since I announced this petition, I have been harassed slandered, defamed by Joseph, and all in an attempt to bully me into silence. I've been called stupid, a brain dead idiot, a liar, a fraudster, said I don't know the structure of city government. I have been accused of colluding with people I literally do not know. I have been told I have no ethics and morals. I have been told that you can do and say whatever you want to me. That is not the case. That is not. You even sent an abusive cookie cake to our city staff after I filed documents with the city. And you think it's acceptable to criticize people's bodies. We are better than this, Lamarck. The maximum effective range of an excuse is 0 on any of this. He has done nothing but create chaos in a toxic work environment and shown his true character since I started this recall. We deserve better. District C deserves better. The time is now to stand up against this chaos and toxicity and do something, because we need to hold ourselves to some standards here. Oh, and Lorinda Esferi has a bunch of Facebook friends.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Winkleman. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Before I begin to read executive session, Council Member District C, there is a complaint against your position. Would you like this complaint to be heard in open session, or would you prefer this complaint to be heard in executive session?
Open session.
Open session. So let's not even consider reading executive session or actions taken from executive session. The way this works is whichever council member has brought a complaint, or if a council member has not brought a complaint, if it is a member who is not a council member. If it's a council member, the complaint is read and the commentary from that council member is heard first and foremost. If it is a person who is not a member of our council, Gus Knable reads those complaints into the record fully, without interruption. From that point, whoever the member is that is being complained against then has the floor, and that person can respond. From that point, council members who have questions or comments are able to question or comment on those issues. And from that point, there may or may not be a vote. If there is any disruption in any part of this process, what will happen is I will say that you're disrupting our meeting. We need you to adhere to our rules. I'll say that twice. The third time, I am going to ask for microphones to be cut. Anything after that, I am going to entertain a motion that those persons, that person or those persons, whether you are Mayor Bell or you are Officer Lasika back there in the back, be removed and moved to a different location. We will not, if you are a member of council or staff, we will not remove you from a meeting so that you cannot represent your constituency. We will remove you from the room so that we can gain control over the meeting. Those have been the rules. And this is how we are trying to do this in the back if we're successful. Now, there is, how many complaints, Gus, are there?
Two, maybe three.
Very good. Mr. Knable, you can proceed in reading the complaints.
The first one is from Councilmember Ross, and it's about.
Speaking to the microphone, Gus.
I'm sorry.
Did Councilmember Ross make the complaint?
Yes.
Well, we're going to allow him to then. You're only reading complaints if people have complained that are not council members.
Okay.
And so is his complaint first?
Yes.
Mr. Ross, you have the floor.
So I wrote a complaint due to an email sent by Councilmember Lowry from outside the organization to our EDC director, Ms. Nance, and our city manager with his concerns about how the Economic Development Center giving grants and breaks. I don't know why BRAKES breaks for my car would be the Economic Development Center, but whatever. One, you don't get to decide on the loan money that I'm doing and what I'm going to do with it. You don't get to direct people not to give anything when I'm trying to rent a space that they haven't filled in 6 years. You do not, as a council person, get to decide what businesses are here, especially when I have the receipts of no sales tax in a business that was in a home that got 50 grand. And by the way, June 23rd, you get to hear it as a citizen. So, not as a council person. That is the email that he sent.
Are you, Mr. Ross, are you asking for a censure?
I'm
based on-
asking for a censure due to our council person trying to decide what businesses come into the city of Lamar.
Very good. Mr. Lowry, do you have a response?
Yes, I do.
Very good.
My first thing is, it is highly inappropriate to coordinate an attack on a sitting elected official. You guys have done this again.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to allow for Mr. Lowry to respond, and we're not going to interrupt him or disrupt the meeting. Thank you. Mr. Lowry, you may continue.
You guys coordinate attacks on a sitting elected official without even notifying them until the agenda is prepared, leaving me defenseless in how to respond to it. Highly inappropriate. Number two, to have an ethics complaint brought against me by someone that's suing me is highly unethical. Highly unethical. Number three, I do have a say as an elected official and as a constituent on what would be good and what won't work in the city of Lamar. I think your Lego idea is about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Okay. There's a lot of questionable things around you and children, in my opinion. Okay.
Whoa, Mr. Lowry,
Right,
we're not
responded,
yet. Well, we're not going to let you make an allegation, or I'm not going to even let him make an allegation. Mr. Lowry, that's fine. What we're not going to do is make any criminal allegations against anyone on the dais. We're not going to do that.
I'm not responding.
Well, it's within limit. We have to protect. Here's the issue. We as a council have to protect the citizens of Lamarck and the franchise that we call Lamarck. We cannot jeopardize that by exposing ourselves to unnecessary liability. And I believe you can refrain from making those types of attacks against individuals, and you have the capacity to defend yourself without it, Mr. Lowry. So please start doing that.
Well, he just sat there and attacked my business and attacked me, so I responded to it. So that is my response to you. It's unethical. And if there's a complaint against anybody, whether it's me or Mayor Bell, you need to prepare them for it. It's highly unprofessional. It's disgusting. It's inappropriate. It is against any American citizen has a right to know what the allegation is against them and to prepare for it. So to set up an attack and an assault, it's highly inappropriate. And I'm asking for more professionalism out of you, Mr. Gus, and out of Kiara. It's inappropriate. Mayor Bell, I would do the same thing for you. If they're going to plan an attack and an assault on you, it needs to be brought forth when prior to the agenda is brought out. Highly inappropriate. But let's go to the next one.
Well, wait. This is what always happens, guys. You're seeing it in public. Now, we're not going to do that. If you're through responding, then we're going to open this up to the council. But you mentioned some things, Mr. Lowry, that I'm going to address here. I have also have had complaints against me. I'm speaking from personal experience, and I want to address two things that you said. I've had complaints lodged against me, and the very first time that I have seen every one of them was when they came in the form of an agenda, Mr. Lowry. I've never seen any complaint against me before an agenda was posted. Never, ever. That is my experience. Perhaps the others have their experience, number one. Number two, Mr. Lowry, I just have to tell you, I really want to move past these things, but you said something I just want to correct. Point of information. You said it is highly inappropriate and unethical for a council member who is suing you to then file a complaint on you to have you censured. Mr. Lowry, you're suing myself, Councilwoman Yancey, Chief Randall Oregon, and you have made several complaints against us while you're suing us.
Actually, point of information, Mayor.
Go ahead.
The complaints have been brought to me and I was the voice for the constituents. So there's some clarification there. Anytime a complaint was made against you or Miss Yancey, you guys assumed that it was me.
It was you.
And then you made me act as if I was the one bringing the complaint. So I got the attack back there.
Okay. So we're good. I said what I had to say. You said you clarified it in a way. Okay. Now, I believe that we're going to open this up. Before we get back to you, Mr. Ross, Ms. Yancey and Mayor Pro Tem have not had a chance to say anything. Ms. Yancey, did you want to add to this first complaint?
Yes, to our, I'm not feeling very well. I'm doing my best to be here. But this is the ridiculousness that we have had to deal with. Councilman Lowry, do you admit that this is your email that you wrote? Do you admit that this is your email?
She's asking you a question.
Is this your email that you wrote?
Yeah, it says my name right on it.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Mayor, am I allowed to read it on the record? Read it out loud?
You may.
This is from Councilman Joseph Lowry. I'm concerned about the Economic Development Corporation giving grants or breaks. It should, the correct spelling would be BREAKES on a lease for James Ross. James Ross does not have the mental capacity to do research and realize that a Lego store is not going to work with our demographics. We are a very poor community with high crime, and nobody's going to come here to buy Legos from James Ross when they can buy them at the dollar store. Many citizens are concerned that the Economic Development Corporation might get duped into giving him money or even a break on a lease. I hope the Economic Development Corporation can see that nobody's going to buy Legos from James Ross when they can buy them on eBay, Amazon, or even the local dollar store. James Ross said his store is set to open October 1. Hope there is no truth to that if the taxpayers are footing the bill. And there's a picture of him beside a Lego and Six Brothers Concrete. And Mr. Lowry has said that's from him. We have asked this council to go one-on-one to talk to one another before they put things on social media, because we are adults, we are professionals, and we have asked that if you have a problem to go one-on-one, and that continues not to happen. I do apologize to you on behalf of this council. You have been harassed. You have had to deal with some things online as well, and it's unfortunate because people should be allowed to do business in the city of Lamar, and all of us, because of the slander and the defamation, have had to endure setbacks because of this. It is his opinion that he feels that way. I don't agree with his allegation without proof about children. That's a very serious thing to say. And now we have it on record as defamation. But Mayor, I think this is inappropriate for any councilman to do, especially without going through the things that we have asked, which is to go one-on-one if they have a question or concern.
Yes,
Did he go one-on-one to you about some of these concerns?
His only question to me was, when was the store planning on opening? And I just said October because I plan on having a couple things open and running by October. especially now that the state of Texas has changed cottage bakery laws, and I can make 150 grand out of my kitchen
Yeah,
starting 1 September. Sounds like I need to be open 1 October doing something.
yeah.
Business partner and I are already looking at trailers.
So, I would like to ask a question of JB. Can I ask a question of JB?
You can. Let's try to keep it on the, this complaint.
It's about breaks. Have we
Okay, sure.
provided, companies, has the EDC ever provided, subsidies for companies that have come in to do business with us?
I believe that that's more of a detailed question for the Economic
Okay.
Development Corporation, but if you're asking me if I know of past incentives that have been
Right.
given, yes, ma'am,
We have.
Yes, ma'am.
We have allowed for,
correct.
so for, some people call them subsidies. Some people make
Incentives,
Right.
subsidies, thank you. As well as grant programs that they may
Okay.
take part in as new business or established businesses in the city of Lamarck. Yes, ma'am.
And I would like to ask Councilman Lowry, is there a problem with giving a subsidy to a person who has served on this council if they're trying to open a business in a building that has been vacant for 6 years? Is there a problem with giving a subsidy that we've done before, Mr. Lowry?
I think it's highly inappropriate for a sitting council member to set up a business prior to him leaving council. It reeks of corruption. It's inappropriate. And me morally and ethically, I wouldn't do it, but other people up here, I guess, will.
So he has a problem with that, but is that against the law?
That would be a question for legal counsel.
Is that against the law, Gus? Because that's the case, and Mr. Juan Crowder, who though he's deceased, he couldn't ask for a subsidy, and nobody could if they served. We've got a lot of people who go from businesses that serve on council. Is that against the law?
Is the question, is it against the law to apply for a subsidy or is it against the law to start a business?
Is it against the law to have served on council previously and then try to open up a business and ask for a subsidy? Is that against the law?
I would defer to the EDC's lawyer. The EDC has a lawyer who provides them with legal counsel on who they can give money to, number
Right.
one, and what conflicts disclosures are required,
Okay,
which is what is in as part of every single bid process that the city does, that I'm aware of.
Right.
So it's,
I do know, and this is from working with the EDC in the past, that they have allowed for subsidies for businesses.
yeah, I mean,
They have some incentive. We
they-
have grants as well.
yeah,
So I want people to understand, and if you could come back with an answer, that would be great, just so we can have some clarity, because there are some people that want to paint people out to be corrupt, and they're not. There are some people where when other people do it, it's not a problem, but when certain people do it, all of a sudden, it is a problem. And I think we can make this a teachable moment to let people know we do have subsidies in our city. When you serve on council, you do learn a lot of information that you didn't know before. You do find out about certain practices that you can apply for. And so there are some people that like to say it's corrupt. Why is that corrupt? When previous people have done it before, what corrupt then? And all now of a sudden it's corrupt. I have a problem with that. I do believe that if Councilman Joseph Lowry would apologize for some of the stuff that he said, I think we wouldn't have to do a censor. But this keeps going on and on and on. Some of these things on this email could have been eliminated. Just get to the point. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I got
Yeah.
this.
Very good. Mayor Pro Tem, did you have something you want to add?
You know, I've set my standards here when we look at these censure complaints, and social media is not any sort of evidentiary standard. It's not factual. It's not, doesn't stand up in court. There are standards for municipal governments if you're speaking, and so you know, those are my standards there. Those have been discussed as well with our city attorney and others far competent in this area. And however, my standards do say a document, and Mr. Lowry, Councilmember Lowry, this one item does bother me. The one about working together here as council members. James Ross does not have the mental capacity to do research.
Yeah.
That's a bridge too far for me on that one. And I would hope that you apologize if that's appropriate there, as council member Yancey suggested. But in terms of this, all the rest is for me not relevant. Those are opinions with regard to, and in some cases misinformation. I think not being getting accurate information. But that one statement there is a bridge too far for me under my standards. James Ross, that mental capacity to do research. I'm not here to insult you. I would never do that. Would never do that to anybody else on council in that regard. Being straightforward with you as I usually am, right?
Yes, sir.
That's all, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Lowry, I am having to echo the comments of Mayor Pro Tem. This particular email was an email, and it went to the Economic Development Director. It went to Councilmember District D. It went to the City Clerk, and I believe it went to interim City Manager, interim at the time. And so that is not a social media issue. This is something that is inside the vein of the business of the city of Lamarck. And Mr. Lowry, I really need to just share this with you. You have the capacity to represent District C without all of this. You can do that. You have the capacity to represent without these things. And I am looking forward to the day that we start that. The unnecessary mental capacity, things of that nature. I get it. It's funny. I see you laughing. You think it's a joke. But apparently to the rest of the community, some may say, some may not say. It's not a joke. And here's the issue. The issue is, for me, at the end of the day, it really puts us in situations where we might be liable as a municipality, and that's dangerous. And so we want to steer away from that. You have a right to your opinion. You might not think a Lego store is appropriate. I get it. I understand it. You have a right to that opinion. But what we don't want to do is continue the part of that where we go beyond that, and then it becomes about the person and not about whatever the issue is, because it clouds it and it leaves room for other folks to respond. And we're here where we are now with a bunch of this. Mr. Ross, did you have something we're going to wind this one up?
Yes.
But you said you had something you wanted. Now, if you add something, Mr. Lowry has an opportunity to respond.
All I have to say is, Mr. Lowry, you do not have the right to discuss any of my personal financial business. The loan for $150,000 to $180,000, where I have to, if something fails, sell my house to pay it off. You do not have the right to tell me, a 52-year-old man, how to spend my money. Period. I don't tell you how to spend your money. You don't get to tell me how to spend my money.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Did you want to respond, Mr.
Yeah,
Lowry?
so I just want to save the time for the taxpayers and everybody up here. Everybody's time is important. Mr. Compion, I genuinely take to heart what you said. However, I'm going to decline apologizing. And I have every right to an opinion. It's my First Amendment right. I'm going to exercise it. And that's what this is all about. And but I'll go ahead and I'll entertain your guys's circus. And I would like to entertain a motion to censor me for exercising my First Amendment right. So anybody else?
Well, I have to entertain it because I'm the presider.
All right, let's do it.
Well, I would have to call for that unless you just wanted to make a motion for that.
I'll make a motion to censor me for exercising my First Amendment right.
Okay. There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I will second.
You're going to second that? Any discussion?
Yes. So First Amendment rights also don't allow for you to block and ban people from stuff you're saying. That's not First Amendment. That's cowardice. First Amendment allows people to respond to what you're saying about them. You're not a First Amendment free speech person. I'm a Joseph Lowry says it, so that's what it is person.
The First Amendment, as a history teacher and a government degree from the University of Texas at Austin, does not give you the right to harass. So I do not like that motion because he said it is based on the First Amendment, and that's why I did not second that motion. It is really sad that we can't model the expectation of professionalism and apologize so that you won't have to be censored. Just apologize as grown men do.
I'm gonna let you respond.
So we won't have to censor you. We don't want to censor council people when we can set we can model the expectation. Mr. Lowry, a lot of decisions I make based on my children. I look at it, what would my children think for every decision?
Let's stick to
What I'm saying to you is, as a father, you want to model the expectation. I would have thought that you would have apologized for that so we can move on, so we won't have to censor you. To our residents who are listening, this is not something we take pleasure in. This is not something we take pleasure in to censor, but we do have to have a standard of ethics. We do have to have some form of professionalism. Every time we have to censor someone, it is not something we look forward to. We work behind the scenes to say, can you go one-on-one and fix this? And oftentimes the answer is no. And that's why we're here. Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable up here for a couple people. It's obvious. I'm just here to do the will of the people. I agreed to censor myself to help things move along. But if it's not something you want to do, then why do you keep doing it? Because it's, you keep doing it. And guess what? It doesn't do anything, but besides waste everybody's time in the room, because next week and tomorrow and the day after that, I'm going to say something on social media, and I don't care if you agree with it or not. I'm going to continue fighting corruption. I'm going to continue exposing things like illegal campaign donations. I'm going to continue those things. It's not going to stop. So if you want to censor me every meeting, I'll agree with it. Let's go ahead and censor me. It doesn't do anything. You're wasting your time. You're wasting my time. You're wasting their time. So go ahead. I'll agree with your censor. Go ahead and do it. It doesn't do anything. You think it bothers me? Let's go ahead and do it. I offer to do it for you. I will censor myself to make you guys happy, to make you feel better.
Just apologize.
Let's do it.
But that's an apology, though, Joseph. When you censor yourself, that's an apology, right?
No, it ain't an apology. I'm not apologizing.
We're gonna move past this one. Are we
the same thing.
Are we good on this one? Because I just want, no, we gotta vote. We gotta vote.
Yep.
First censure, let's vote. There's a motion and a second.
I would like to amend his, to take away based on First Amendment rights, because that could lead us to liability. So just censure without based on my First Amendment right.
Are you asking are you asking to amend the motion?
Amend the motion.
Well, I would like to make a motion to amend the motion is what you need to be saying.
I would like a motion to.
Kara, are you listening?
I would like a motion to amend the motion just to censor.
You can't, wait, hold on.
Or should we just let it die?
You can't amend his motion unless he agrees.
Are you gonna agree to that friendly amendment?
I already agreed to it.
Well, let's vote. Let's vote. All in favor of, let me get it right. All in favor of censuring Joseph Lowry because he is, what did you say? You were expressing your right, First Amendment right? Okay. All in favor of censuring Joseph Lowry for exercising his First Amendment right, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nay. All those opposed, say nay. Nay.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Can I get a voice vote? It's not very.
Let's get a voice vote. All right. Let's start with Councilmember District A. Yay or nay?
Nay.
Go ahead, Joe.
Okay.
I'm so confused. Gus. What's our agenda item? What's the item?
It's to hear a complaint about Councilmember Lowry. And
Yeah.
this is the action item from it. There was a motion made by Councilmember Lowry to censure himself for specifically for exercising his First Amendment rights. Councilmember Ross seconded that.
Yes.
And now we're
And
voting
now-
on that, just that
now
one.
that there was discussion about amendments. Because it has now been seconded, it can only be amended with the maker of the motion's permission. He will not give it, which is his right. And so now we have to dispose of the motion that has been seconded.
By calling the
Or the
vote.
council.
By calling the vote. And so Kiara's wanting a voice vote, right? And so I'm gonna start with. Do what now?
I just need to know who, yay, who.
You censured, you want to censure him for his First Amendment rights?
Okay,
All right, Joe.
so
I see you,
yay
Joe.
Lowry, yay Compion, nay Bell, nay Yancey, nay Ross.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, that's one.
Can I, now make a motion for the censure on this email?
You want to take them one at a time, Gus? All right, make your motion.
So I make a motion to censor Councilman Lowry for trying to disrupt a small business coming to the city of Lamarck.
Is there a second?
I second that with an amendment. Can I do a point of discussion? We just need to censor him, period. Let's just censor him, period. Can you amend your motion?
Yes, I will amend the motion to just censure Joseph Lowry.
Based on this email. I second that motion, Mayor.
Any further discussion?
It's good.
Go ahead, Joe.
The censure is based upon.
This is-
Based on this?
That's based upon.
We are only on this right now,
Understand.
right?
That understand.
All right. We got a motion, we got a second. Do we need to beat the horse dead more?
Call for the vote there.
There you go. All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Nay.
Hold on, Joseph. Any opposed?
Nay.
There you go. All right. Item 2. Are there 2 or 3? Because is this one long one?
Yeah, if I may, Mayor, I may,
Okay.
y'all are free to not y'all are free to not, but I would advise that council pass on this for right now because this is the subject of a letter that we just received. And I would
Okay. Yeah, we don't even want us to talk about it then, huh?
I would prefer you not.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do what you say.
I wanna read the complaint.
Yeah, hold
It's
on.
brought against me. I have a
Hold,
right
hold,
to-
hold on. Okay, Mr. Lowry, wait a minute. Let me get some direction, okay? Hold what you got. He being Mr. Lowry is asking to read the complaint is what you're saying? You want to read it? Mr. Lowry, you're saying you want to read it?
I think what he wants to do is read the post that generated the complaint. Is what he wants to do.
And I could summarize it.
My advice that council is free to ignore
No,
is,
I'm not gonna.
is to not do that because that
Yeah,
correspondence is part of a demand letter that the city just received.
yeah, we're not.
Okay, so what I've gathered from sources tells me that the other complaint were from the same people that recently sent the city a letter of intent to sue. So the city attorney is advising the mayor and the council not to discuss it in public because of the potential litigation that
I would strongly advise the council to just read it.
These are one of the things, Mr. Lowry, when I talk about keeping us out of liability, these are one of the things one of the decisions we have to make. And so I'm going to, as the chair, decline. I'm going to decline any further comment.
I'm more than willing and ready to engage in any type of
I
lawsuit.
appreciate
on my
that.
own.
I appreciate that. But we still have to protect the franchise. We still have to protect the 20,280 folks.
It's still
I
a
know.
complaint brought against me.
I know, but we're not going to hear tonight. But I appreciate you
I
though.
would really like.
I know you could. I know, but I
I
appreciate
would
you.
really, really. like
Okay,
to-
let's move on, Mr. Lowry.
I really would like. to-
Mr. Lowry, I'm asking you to move on, and I know that you're going to comply.
Complaint against the mayor or not?
Wait. I am moving on. One way or the other. Either I'm going to move on right here so that we can get back to the business of the people, or I'm going to ask Mr. Pritchett to ask one of these nice law enforcement officers that are in and around this whole room to come and help me move on. Let's move on. We heard a complaint. You have been censured. You're chomping at the bit. I get it, Mr. Lowry. That fight will have to happen another day because as mayor, I am going to look out for what is in the best interest of the citizens of this great city, and they don't like lawsuits. I get that you're more than capable of handling yourself. I do understand that and appreciate that.
Yeah.
But the rest of the 20,279 people, We would rather avoid them. And so that's what we'll do tonight. Thank you for your willingness, though.
Yes, sir.